Welcome, Bill your Pie, Joe Pop Potty Man here, and today we'll be reviewing and talking about the Easter eggs for What If the World Lost the Mightiest the Mightiest Heroes, or its Mightiest Heroes. I'm so messing it up. But guys, I know you guys are here for the Easter eggs. I made this a big deal over the review. So this is an amazing episode. If you came for the review, this was an amazing episode, but oh my god, we need to go through the full breakdown. So let's get started with that right now. Now, for our first Easter egg, you will notice not really an Easter egg, but the setup for this episode is with Nick Fury approaching Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, in Iron Man 2 when he was on the donut. And of course, you hear Black Widow talking about it being him, and how, of course, Tony Stark is very cocky in his mannerisms. So, this is pretty much the setup for whatever choice he makes when it comes to setting up for the Avengers Initiative. Because if you remember in Iron Man 2, at the end credits, that's when Nick Fury approaches Tony Stark about the Avengers. So, again, as I'm recording these Easter eggs, I'm recording them as I'm watching the episode. So I'm just bringing you a reference point, and of course, if we do come back to this, we'll add it to the Easter egg. So anyway, let's continue. Now we see Tony Stark on the ground, and this is the start of the episode that makes the changes. So if you've forgotten, if you notice, Nick Fury points out the veins in his neck. If you remember in Iron Man 2, Iron Man is actually, or the core, the suit is actually poisoning him. And if you remember, he has the arc reactor literally keeping him alive in his chest. That was the part in Iron Man 1 where Pepper Potts had to pull it out of his chest. But in the original scene for this, they did not have Black Widow hit him with a shot, which I'm guessing that shot was supposed to counteract the poisoning of the armor. But now we're seeing was a bad idea. So this is where the change of the course and the episode called The World Lost the Mightiest Heroes. I'm guessing because Iron Man dies, we do not. It's a catalyst for other heroes not being approached for Avengers, or it just changes the flow of time. So, what if the world's mightiest heroes don't become the mightiest heroes for Avengers? And that sets up the tagline for the setup of all this, and I think it's all because of them deciding they wanted to give the shot to Iron Man, aka Tony Stark. And you see what happens here. Let the games begin, ladies and gentlemen. And here we see the Watcher talking exactly about that. I think what's going to happen is that, remember, in Avengers Age of Ultron, Iron Man faces off against the Hulk, stopping him with the Hulkbuster armor. But what if Iron Man wasn't there? Also keep in mind that Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, ends up wearing the Hulkbuster suit for Avengers Infinity War. We're already seeing what happens when Tony Stark is not involved. And you remember, of course, who did the snap to end Thanos? Iron Man. Iron Man has been a catalyst for the Avengers. And to know that he's dead in this world means that dead early on, I should say, in this world, means that the catalyst for the Avengers to exist no longer cease to be. And this is what if a new breed of Avengers happens, which we see in the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. But anyway, wow. We're already seeing the effects of what happens when one man goes down. Let's continue. Now, here's another pivotal thing I wanted to bring up when it comes to the lore. Not having Iron Man is not just another big thing that's happened. If you remember in my first episode 1, which I will link episode 1 to at the end of this video, and episode 2, I'll make sure both episodes are there for you to watch. But if you go back to my Captain Carter episode, I stated that when she came through the portal, and that's when we got Shumagothra coming through, that we see that Hawkeye is there. Remember, Hawkeye was familiar with Captain Carter, as well as he was not poisoned or taken over by Loki, which means that with him not being taken over by Loki, he is then a good guy and doesn't have that storyline. But now without Iron Man, and we now have Black Widow being altered because of her state of killing Iron Man, this changes things dramatically, which means that now Hawkeye and Black Widow may be taking different paths based on the Avengers, based on what's going to happen in this episode. Again, I'm always recording my Easter eggs or talking about my Easter eggs before they actually happen. So if I'm predicting things correctly, her killing Iron Man, or aka Tony Stark, and him not being controlled by Loki are two characters that are dramatically going to change the story of how the Avengers Initiative is put together and how everything as a story for What If is going to set up a new set of Avengers. And yet another major change, Hawkeye shooting when he wasn't told to, hitting Thor. So there's apparently, maybe subconsciously, I don't know. I don't understand why he took the shot. But again, what if he took the shot? I don't know. Just saying. Now, a lot of things are happening in this episode when it comes to this. Iron Man and Thor are now dead. We have Hawkeye dead. And then, of course, we have Agent Coulson here. And you may be wondering, why am I bringing up Agent Coulson? Well, there's a series of effects that change the outcome of everything that happens with the Avengers. One, Coulson was a huge fan of Captain America. He doesn't exist in this world anymore. Captain Carter does, but of course, Steve Rogers would have been dead by the time Captain Carter came to be in our world. Two, with him not being a fan, the collector's cards that he gets when he dies from Loki in the Avengers movie will not be there to be a catalyst for Captain America and the rest of Avengers in the Avengers movie. No cards, nor Coulson not dying, which, again, he might die, but, and I'm recording this before, but even if he doesn't die, the cards that Nick Fury uses to throw down on the table in front of the Avengers was a catalyst because Coulson was connected with everyone in the Avengers. Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America, all connected through Coulson. Alright? And without Coulson dying, it wasn't a catalyst for the old Avengers. You start seeing when one thing changes, how it dramatically changes everything. And Captain America not becoming Captain America, or Steve Rogers not becoming Captain America, and Captain Carter becoming Captain, or you know what I mean, Peggy Carter becoming Captain Carter, is a big catalyst for how everything changes. It's funny how all that happens. I just had to bring that up. Now, if you're wondering who this is, if you're a little bit confused, this is Betty Ross. This is the love interest to Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk. And if you remember, in the Edward Norton movie, The Incredible Hulk, Betty Ross was played by Liv Tyler. They've definitely changed the role here because, that was through Universal. Big changes, you know how it is. But of course, they do end up going to Betty Ross because of her roles with against S.H.I.E.L.D., because of her father, Theodore Ross, and he is the reason why, because he's connected to S.H.I.E.L.D., and of course she hates her father. So, because her father's always been wanting to hunt down Banner. I know, this is all confusing, but this is the reason why I do these videos, to explain why this is all happening. So Betty Ross is helping them out because she does not want to have anything to do with S.H.I.E.L.D. because of her father, Thunderbolt Ross. However you want to say it. Anyway, let's continue. Now, at this point, Black Widow talks about her having a side job, and of course, Betty Ross denies it and says one of the students must have left it here. This pizza parlor is a location that her, aka Betty Ross, and Bruce Banner would attend. And if you remember, in the movies, he actually uses this as a disguise in the movie. So it actually is a foreshadowing to maybe Black Widow. This was never noticed by her before, but then she visited Betty Ross, and of course, with Black Widow being very cognitive of her surroundings, she is now aware that he will be disguised in this outfit. So that's interesting to see how this is going to turn out. And here we go. Now we see the difference. First off, I love that they did use they didn't use Edward Norton when Edward Norton was actually playing this role. So it's funny to see even in What If both characters, Betty Ross and Bruce Banner, were recast. Of course, they were better recast, at least I will say, for Bruce Banner. Anyway, with that being said, this is now a big change. With everyone being dead, it's a catalyst for Black Widow to be upset. And of course, now Banner and her are the only two that were part of the Avengers Initiative. So again, I always record this beforehand, before I find out what's going to happen. So, what's going to happen? Ooh, this is foreshadowing right here. I think we're about to have something happen here, but this is foreshadowing right here, ladies and gentlemen. The Watcher is watching, ladies and gentlemen. The Watcher is watching. Wow. That's cool. I'm just going to say it. That was cool when I saw this. That's cool. And here we go. So, I'm now figuring things out a little more. Thor is no longer around, which means that Loki takes the throne, of course, from his father, or at least has command and can actually come out and take down the humans. Also, keep in mind, Thor is now dead. Thor was put on this earth to learn things, but if his father is pissed off, he's going to send his second son, Loki, in. Doesn't have aliens. It's not a Loki. This is not a Loki battle. He's sending in the troops from Asgard because Thor is dead. Thor being dead means Loki is now ready to take over the crown instead of Thor, which means that Odin is now going to put Loki as the major catalyst of his family, which means now Loki is coming down to stop Earthlings or, take revenge, or I don't know what's about to happen, but this is becoming epic. How many things have changed? We now don't have the attack on New York, which means the Avengers, oh, wow, this is why, okay, so now I already can tell you right now, Ultron is supposed to get the Infinity Stones, apparently, in this series, to bring out the Avengers. So the Avengers in this series are not coming to fight the aliens that Loki brings, but instead Ultron, I'm guessing, because the Loki situation happens in this episode. Holy shnikes, how things have changed. Yet another big change. Thunderbolt Ross, as I stated earlier in this, in the original Incredible Hulk movie, went after Hulk, and in this area he ends up transforming into Hulk and exploding out of here, attacking all these vehicles that are controlled by Thunderbolt Ross. But here's the thing. Black Widow was never there before. What's going to happen? Coulson's password is hashtag Steve, I Heart Steve 0704. Here's why I'm confused about this one, ladies and gentlemen. If Steve Rogers... Oh... I was going to say, how is he a fan of Steve Rogers? Steve Rogers was the what's the name of the machine from episode 1? And when Captain Carter became Captain Carter, they had the Iron Man suit, or the metal suit that Steve Rogers flew. So he's still a fan of Steve Rogers. Wow, this is bizarre. When he says, "I'm not the only Avenger left," Captain Marvel. Remember, in the chronological order, he met Captain Marvel first before anybody else. So I was wondering when this was going to happen, if this was going to be a part of this storyline. I can't wait to see what happens. Now, I'm starting to understand one thing that they do differently with the show than they did with the comic book. Instead of the Watcher speaking, the Watcher is seen. So, as a dramatic change, and Nick Fury, after the whole Hope and Captain Marvel, and now goes to Loki, and of course the Guardian that he approached, we see right here another Watcher watching above. The Watcher you see on the screen indicates a major change in the timeline that affects it in a huge way. I'm starting to realize this. All right, to Coulson in the car to now this. This is amazing. Now, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't think about it, but Hope Van Dyne is the daughter of Hank Pym, aka the original Ant Man. Then, so she was supposed to become Wasp, and then become an Avenger eventually, I guess. Maybe they had an option for her to become an Avenger, but then we had Ant Man come to be, um, because remember her mother is Janet Van Dyne. She's stuck in the in the molecular world. I can't think of the name of it at the moment right now. Um, so wait a second. Okay, sorry, I'm having a moment here trying to piece everything together because there's a lot going on here. So my question is he because of Janet Van Dyne leaving, Hank Pym no longer is Ant Man. So then she's supposed to become Wasp, but if she's dead, then the new Ant Man does not cease to be. So what? Let's continue. See what happens. I'm not even letting him come out of the shadows, and I already figured this out. So because Hope Van Dyne, aka Janet Van Dyne's daughter, aka or Hope Pym, it depends on how you look at it. Hope Van Dyne, it's so always so confusing, no matter what. But that means that a Hank Pym never stopped, or maybe oh no wait, it's okay. Hank Pym stopped being Ant Man because of Janet Van Dyne, but then Hope Van Dyne, his daughter, dies, so he then brings up the mantle again of Ant Man. That's what we see right here. He's Ant Man here. Oh my god. This is crazy. Oh my god, this episode is freaking bonkers. Yet another twist I'm not seeing. Okay, so remember how I told you that Hank Pym is the original Ant Man? Well, he actually wasn't called Ant Man. He was actually called Giant Man because he would turn to the massive size just like Ant Man did in the Ant Man movies. Or in this, yeah. Anyway, but he's wearing yellow here. So does this make him Yellow Jacket? What the heck are they doing? Does this mean that he actually, instead of becoming Giant Man, Ant Man, or any of those characters, he becomes Yellow Jacket? What the living, what the who? Okay, so let's get this straight. All right, Hank Pym, of course, does not like Shield. He's always hated Shield. But in the original cinematic universe, Hope Van Dyne never actually joined Shield, and Janet Van Dyne did. But because Hope joins, what made her change her mind not to join Shield? I can't remember why. Tell me in the comments below if you remember why Hope Van Dyne did not become a Shield member. But this is the catalyst for Hank Pym to kill all the Avengers? This is a crazy, crazy, crazy different change in outcome when it comes to changing the Avengers and changing the whole storyline of What If. And so this makes him Yellow Jacket still? That's the only thing I don't understand is what is this making him? Wow, this is really, really crazy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with Nick Fury siding with Loki, Loki had nobody to stop him from taking over Earth, and now Loki resides as God, or Emperor, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what he's about to say. He's about to do some final part of his speech here, but yeah, Loki now has control of Earth. And we need Earth's mightiest heroes to come. Oh, wait, they don't exist. Wow. Now we have a situation I don't understand. This is not the same universe that Captain Carter's in, because we have Captain America's shield, not Captain Carter's shield. But then we see Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel wasn't supposed to appear till way later. This is an early approach to things, guys. Captain Marvel's here, Captain America exists, but Captain Carter doesn't. So the original password that Coulson was using is the password for Captain America. So he's still a fan of the Captain America Steve Rogers, but the Peggy Carter you see, that you just saw down below in my review down here, that Captain Carter isn't part of this world yet. So, what? Is this universes merging? I don't understand what's going on here. Honestly, I don't know if anybody's going to understand what's going on here. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. This is going to be the end of my What If review. If you guys did like this, I am going to go ahead and throw the end screen and let you guys check out my other reviews of Captain Carter and of the What If T'Challa Became a Star-Lord. Watch those, guys. You'll understand why there's confusion here. And maybe you can better explain it in the comments below what you think is happening. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure the like button, make sure hit the subscribe button. As always, I am Putty Man with Gamer Potheads. Do not forget Roll Die Score. Again, stay for the end screen. Watch those videos. Let's piece this together, shall we?